Hi, Asara here. As a lightworker, channeler, healer, or green company owner, connecting with your galactic families of light will allow you to receive advanced healing modalities, wisdom, and technologies to assist the planet and humanity on a small scale or on a larger scale. So as you are on your journey of making galactic contact with your galactic families of light, you might wonder if what you are experiencing is real or not. And I get these questions almost every day from my galactic light tribe, really. Because you might experience certain things and for a moment, you might think, I'm just imagining things. Or whatever you see in the sky, it might be a starship, it might be a satellite, it might be an airplane or something else entirely. And so this is something very, very common that people are experiencing as they are opening up to their galactic contact. And to be honest with you, at the beginning of my galactic journey, I wasn't so sure either, okay? I experienced all kinds of things on a personal level. I would see like little sparkles in the corner of my eyes. I would feel a presence in the room. It was very light and love-filled, but I just couldn't identify it, or I would hear strange sounds that are not very earth-like. And so there are all kinds of different things happening when we are connecting with our galactic brothers and sisters, which are a little bit different than our human interactions. And so many times we tend to write it off as we're just imagining things or it's not real. But it's really important to sense and feel what is actually real galactic contact and what is not. And so in my journey in the beginning, it really took me a while to tap into the kind of feel of how galactic contact really takes place. And there are many different ways our galactic brothers and sisters are connecting with us, all depending on how we tick, how we operate really, so that it is as open and as permission-based as possible, of course. And it wasn't until I actually saw my very first real starship or spaceship a few years back when I moved to Mount Shasta, this sacred mountain, which is kind of known to be a hotspot for starships. And I call them light ships sometimes too, because it's true, they're filled with light. So right at the beginning, I had just moved into my new place, and one night I was unloading my groceries from my car. So I was going back and forth between my car and my house, and I was looking down on the ground so that I wouldn't trip over because it was already dark. And so as I was looking down, carrying my grocery bags, I looked down, and all of a sudden I heard a voice in my head that wasn't my own voice. It said, "Look up." And so I looked up, and as I looked up, I saw a spaceship above me, maybe a couple miles above me. And it wasn't moving, it was just hovering above me, and there was no sound. It was so silent, it was very strange. So it was this metal, metallic looking craft that was round, but it didn't seem like real metal though. It just had the look of metal, but I could kind of sense that it was a different material. And so I looked at this spaceship like a hypnotized bunny, and I was thinking to myself, Asara, you gotta get more sleep. You're seeing UFOs already. And so I kept staring at it, and it just wasn't moving for, I don't know for how long. It's very hard to put a time frame on it, maybe a few minutes, maybe 30 seconds, a minute, I don't know. So I was looking at it, and I felt this energy coming down from this spaceship, and it was very loving. It really warmed my heart, and that was very unique for me. And so it was hovering up there for a little while, and then when it was finished, the energy kind of withdrew. This loving, warm energy withdrew, and then it silently flew towards the mountain, and it disappeared into the mountain. And I shook my head, and I thought, you gotta get more sleep, Asara. I know moving is hard, but you gotta get some rest. So I went to bed at night and I slept very well. And the next morning, a friend of mine who also lives in Mount Shasta called me and said, Sarah, did you see the spaceship above your house? This was amazing. And then it flew right into the mountain, right? And so that was the moment when I realized I wasn't imagining it. Others have seen it too. And so that is actually one of the things that I encourage always, that when we have others with us, when we are making these kind of contacts, it's really comforting to know that we're not the only ones who are seeing the same thing. So that was my kind of like first real spaceship experience. I had previously to that, of course, a lot of other interactions with my galactic family, but that was the actual first tangible contact that I could see with my actual eyes. That wasn't a third eye vision or meditation or anything. That was the real thing. And from that moment on, I began an even closer collaboration with my galactic team, which is the Palladian, Sirian, Arcturian Council of Light, to learn the processes and protocols to actually initiate this kind of contact. And from that sprung the actually contact facilitations that I have conducted over the past few years here in Mount Shasta, where I have brought on board scientists and engineers and spiritual people and kind of like just people from all walks of life from all over the world who came to the sacred mountain to witness what we initiated. So we initiated this galactic contact based on love and respect and permission. And the beautiful thing was that even the scientists and engineers, they could not explain it away, because it was a real interaction. It wasn't just one spaceship flying over at random. There were sometimes up to 22 crafts that were interacting with us. The moment we spotted them, they were beginning to go back and forth. They flew in like a little circle. Sometimes there were little energies coming from the crafts. And so that is really what can make it tangible. But of course, there are more things that you can learn in order to distinguish what is actually happening with you. And I can't stress enough the power of community and of like-minded people, because most of the people are thinking to themselves, okay, what I just saw, no one will believe me, okay? Nobody believes me, and people might even think I'm crazy, okay? And so the truth really is that over 50% of Americans actually believe that galactic beings exist. And so that was a huge study that was conducted now. And so just think of the odds in when you are sharing your galactic experience, that the likelihood that somebody else also experienced something similar or some other galactic experience is very high. And I have traveled the country and I have been to events with a very mixed bag of audiences, from real estate agents to healers to channelers to financial advisors to coaches to all kinds of people. And whenever I speak at these events, and I'm just straightforward, this is what I do, okay? I'm a galactic advisor for green companies, and I'm also a galactic facilitator, and I help light workers and so forth. 60% of the audience members walk up to me after I spoke and they say, oh my God, Sarah, I think I had a galactic experience. Can you help me if that was real or not? 60% from people from all walks of life. So I can only encourage you to seek out like-minded people. So I'm really looking forward to seeing you there, and I'm sending you so much love from Sacred Mount Shasta. Until then, namaste. Much love.